With thousands of games released each year, there's a lot of titles to sift through each month. But even among the new releases, announcements, and Kickstarters, several games inevitably capture our attention. These are the top 10 games that recently stood out from the crowd to us and are now on our radar. Hi, I'm Paula Deming, and I make the board game sketch comedy series Things Get Dicey. Chaz has invited me over to his channel to count down the new, old, and newsworthy games that caught our attention within the last month. Several factors go into calculating which games make it onto our list, and they're all very legit, according to him. The scale is from 1 to 100, with a score of 100 being a game that collectively blows the minds of us and everyone else. But sometimes it's not even a game. For example, the 10th entry on this month's list is an expansion, which earned a score of 58 by tying several other games together. The West Kingdom's Tome Saga expansion, published by Garfield Games, will make it possible to play Architects of the West Kingdom, Paladins of the West Kingdom, and Viscounts of the West Kingdom consecutively as a campaign. Throughout this epic journey, players will strive to collect the most tomes, ensuring their place among the chronicles of their people. The Tome Saga also introduces cooperative modes for each of the 3 games in the West Kingdom series, making it an expansion that has the potential to reinvigorate interest in the original game, which is a trend that continues with the next item on this month's list. Pulling up to spot number 9 by scoring 59 points this month is Kanban Driver's Edition, the popular 2014 game that has players acting as managers for an automotive assembly line, working to impress the board of directors in order to achieve as high a position as possible in the company. They'll accomplish this by overseeing vehicle production, managing suppliers and supplies, improving and innovating automobile parts, and getting their hands greasy on the assembly line. Does this feel like a little too real? Kanban EV introduces all new artwork, changes a few rules, and introduces electric vehicles, EV. But even with those changes, players can expect the game to be fueled by the same Vital Lacerda brand of brain-burning economic and resource management mechanisms, which means I will never win this game. Revealing itself at number 8 with 62 points is Vampire the Masquerade Chapters, a cooperative adventure game designed around story, strategy, and role-playing. Set in Montreal after a Second Inquisition, an old threat looms from the underground and leads players on an epic hunt through the city. The publisher, Flyos Games, designed the game with over 40 different branching scenarios, which make up a story that they hope will be immersive, frightening, and will keep players on the edge of their seats. A successful Kickstarter campaign in February funded the game, which is estimated to be delivered in July of 2021. And while that's not an abnormal wait time for a Kickstarter, it is quite a while for one to be kept on the edge of their seat. I wish I had better balance, or at least brought a cushion with me. Earning enough prestige to come in at number 7 with a score of 76 is Tang Garden by Thundergriff Games. In this game, players act as imperial garden designers in the Tang dynasty. But because merely constructing incredible gardens isn't enough of an accomplishment during the Golden Age, players will also need to balance the elements of nature, presumably on the edge of its seat. Using various 3D pieces, players create landscapes, sceneries, and panoramas, which will award prestige points based on what their visitors see and like. The word is spreading about Tang Garden because the game's Kickstarter backers recently received their rewards. So, pull up a cushioned chair to sit on precariously because Tang Garden seems like it's going to be an absolutely beautiful game. Pillaging a path to number 6 with a score of 79 is Raiders of Scythia, which isn't a new expansion for Scythe, as Chaz incorrectly wrote in the script. Raiders of Scythia is actually a new retheming and re-implementation of the very popular Raiders of the North Sea, coming later this year from Garfield Games. And since Chaz's description of the game is full of errors about giant mechs and Jamie Stegmaier, I'll turn to a quote by Raiders of Scythia's designer, Shem Phillips. "This is a brand new game built on I don't know what his voice sounds like. This is a brand new game built on Raiders of the North Sea's original mechanisms, adding variable player powers, more engine building, and training animals." Pretty good impression. This includes training eagles for hunting and war. No giant river walking robots though. Sorry, Chaz. Just eagles. With the Raiders of the North Sea trilogy already having a large fan base, it makes sense that this game made such a big blip on the radar this month. We suspect that this game, with its eagle-inspired espionage, is poised to launch off the edge of its seat, soaring up the charts like Zevra's eagle car. Oh, Chaz, come on, now you've got me confusing the two games. Give me a moment to clear my head and find a more comfortable chair edge by pausing for a quick word from this episode's sponsor. Okay. Swooping in like some sort of giant bird to land at number 5 with 86 points this month is Marvel United by Simon. Come on. CMON. Which raised over $1.5 million on Kickstarter last month. In Marvel United, an assortment of heroes assemble to vex various villains and their evil master plans. Marvel United is a fast-paced cooperative game playing in about 11/50ths of an Avengers Endgame viewing. This game is chock full of minis. Are they cool or not? Only you can decide. Which sport a chibi design treatment. These are chibi? Oh my gosh, I love them! They're so cute! Red skull, look at your even more prominent skull! Johann Schmidt, you are adorable! Okay, these are cool. I have spoken. Number 4, with a score of 91, brings us back to West Kingdom, this time as the Viscounts. Viscounts of the West Kingdom by Garphill Games recently launched its Kickstarter campaign, which has sparked anticipation for this third and presumably final entry in the West Kingdom series of games. Perhaps a peculiar presumption, possibly perplexed by the presence of the game's Tome Saga expansion that was previously pontificated on in this present program. Chaz, what happened to the no alliteration rider in my contract? Is it too much to be asked to have my artistic integrity treated with respect? In the game, the kind king counters conflict with countless contenders by courting competition with caches of costly coin and complimentary country. You've got to be kidding me. The people of the kingdom are skeptical of the king's tactics because it's causing poverty to spread. And so they collaborate to concoct a contrivance to put the kibosh on the cordial king and cause it. Wait, this is out of control. I'm just going to attempt to paraphrase what Chaz has written here. As Viscounts, players must wisely and decisively pander the patronage of the pleasant peasant populace, design dozens of domestic dwellings, leverage land lot leases so I can't control it. West Kingdom games much popular. This make Viscounts momentum. Predict Kickstarter do yes, can't be clearer than that. Battling its way up to number 3 with a score of 92 is Wonderlands War by Druid City and Skybound Games. A drafting, bag building, and area control game for 2 to 5 players. Bad news, Ace. It's not a wonderful day in Wonderland as the beloved looking glass has been shattered as madness drains from Wonderland's inhabitants, which leads to strife and worry across the land as one by one friends and neighbors abandon their wacky ways for lives of accountancy and insurance brokerage. Again, it's all too real. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The game begins at the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, where players drink tea and eat snacks while also gathering forces, building towers, upgrading their leaders, and recruiting other Wonderlandians? Wonderlandites? Wonderlandizens? Once the plates are empty, war begins, which I think is a reasonable response when all the cake is gone. This game recently earned more than 1,000% of its goal on Kickstarter, which demonstrates just how mad players are about the game. That, or they're just really passionate about cake. I can't blame them. Racing up the countdown to take a pit stop at number 2 with a score of 93 is Rallyman GT by Holy Grail Games, a reimagining of the racing board game from 2009. In the game, racers must either push their luck, trying to shave off every last second of their time around the track, or play it cool to avoid spinning out of control like some sort of cakeless Wonderlandian is in. The original version was enjoyed by a lot of people, as evidenced by a devoted following that develops monthly challenges, championships, and even a World Cup. This updated version includes hexagon-based track tiles, giving players complete freedom to build their own tracks. Rallyman GT just hit retail, and we get the impression that players, both new and old alike, are already rallying around it. Rally? Get it? Is it too much to be asked to have my artistic integrity treated with respect? And finally, dominating the radar this month by earning a score of 99 points is Dominations, Road to Civilizations, also by Holy Grail Games. Dominations. Dominating. My artistic integrity? In what might be the first domino-based civilization building game, players begin as primitive tribes and will work to grow them into thriving and influential nations. By carefully placing triangular dominoes, players will expand their population and gain knowledge that will determine how their society is shaped over time. Speaking of shapes, wouldn't a triangular domino be a triomino? Oh no, that's gonna keep me up at night. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The knowledge that players accumulate will empower them to build cities and master skills, which in turn open the doors to new possibilities. I assume these doors are the standard rectangular shape. Each time a new skill is mastered, it becomes a new pillar of the player's society, which is not necessarily a cylindrical pillar because pillar in this context is metaphorical. Each analogous pillar, and not a triomino, further increases the civilization's power and score until the game ends, and the player with the most points wins. Those are the games that are on the radar as of March 2020. For more board game countdowns, news, and reviews, watch this channel like a hawk. Okay, that was supposed to be like another eagle reference, but watch this like an eagle, it's just not a saying, so. Until next time, I'm Paula Deming from Things Get Dicey, in association with Pair of Dice Paradise. Bye, y'all.